All right, let's talk about Elon Musk. You see the headlines, you see the massive, world-changing projects, but what's really going on underneath all that? What are the core ideas that actually drive him? Well, we're going to break down his playbook for how to make a truly huge impact. And you might be surprised at how simple and how powerful it really is. Let's dive in.
So here's the big question, right? How can you actually make a huge impact? I mean, when you look at someone who is trying to get humanity to Mars, you just have to ask, what is the mindset there? What's the philosophy that fuels that kind of ambition? It turns out, it all starts with one surprisingly simple idea.
Yep, that's it. That's the big secret. According to Musk, this is the most important advice he could possibly give anyone. It's not about being a leader, it's not about getting famous, it's not even about becoming rich. It's just about being useful. Useful to other people, useful to society. And honestly, this one little sentence is the foundation for everything else we're going to talk about.
Okay, so be useful. Great. But how do you actually do that? Well, before you take any kind of action, you've got to start with the right mindset. Musk argues there's one specific, really limiting way of thinking that you have to just get rid of completely if you really want to contribute.
And this is it, the zero-sum mindset. You've probably heard this term before. It's the idea that the world is like a fixed pie. There's only so much to go around, so if I want a bigger slice, that automatically means you get a smaller one. It frames all of success as just this big competition, where for me to win, you have to lose. And Musk's take? That is just fundamentally the wrong way to look at the world.
So check this out. This really shows the huge shift in thinking he's talking about. Instead of just fighting over that one fixed pie, the goal is to bake a bigger one, or, bake a whole bunch of new pies for everyone. It's moving away from seeing the world as a place of scarcity and competition and moving toward a world of creation and contribution. And that shift, it's everything. And this is what that positive sum game looks like in the real world. Think about it. When you contribute something useful, a new technology, a piece of art, a better way of doing things, you're not taking anything away from somebody else. You're actually adding new value into the world for everybody. You're creating a situation where we can all win together.
All right, so let's say you're on board. You've ditched the zero-sum thinking. Now what? How do you actually get the skills and the knowledge you need to be useful? Well, Musk has a pretty specific three-step method for learning that's designed to do exactly that.
Now, the first thing to get is that you're not just going to wake up one day and magically know what your passion is. That's not really how it works. Passion is something you build, something you develop through exposure. You have to feed your brain a massive amount of different information first just to even figure out what's out there.
And here's the method itself. Step 1. Go wide. Read broadly. Consume knowledge about everything, kind of like you're reading an encyclopedia. Don't worry about specializing yet. Step 2. Talk to a ton of different people. Get out of your bubble. Go talk to folks in different industries, people who think differently than you, especially people you disagree with. That's where the real learning is. And then, and only then, comes step 3. Once you find something that really grabs your interest, that's when you go deep. That's when you become the expert.
Musk has talked about this from his own life. He said reading the encyclopedia as a kid was what helped him realize what was even out there in the world. And that's a perfect example of step 1, right? It gave him this quick scan of thousands of topics, which was like a map that helped him figure out where he wanted to explore more deeply.
Okay, so we've got the mindset, think positive sum. We've got the learning method, go wide, then go deep. Now let's bring it all together. How do we translate all of that into an actual, tangible, useful contribution to the world?
This actually connects to his view on leadership, which is pretty interesting. He says that chasing the title of leader is just the wrong goal. Instead of chasing a title, you should focus on being so useful that people naturally start looking to you for direction. In his view, real leadership is a byproduct of your contribution. It's not the ambition itself.
So, if the goal isn't to be a leader, but to be useful, how do we measure that? How do we even know if we're on the right track? Well, Musk boils all of this down to one final, really powerful principle. And this is it. This is the whole philosophy in a nutshell. Create more than you consume. I mean, just think about that for a second. It's such a simple rule for life, but the implications are profound. The whole idea is to think of your life as a kind of equation. On one side, you have everything you take from the world, the resources, the food, the energy, the work of other people. And on the other side, you have everything you give back. The goal is simple. Make sure the give back side is heavier. Make sure your net impact on the world is a positive number. And that leaves us with a really personal and powerful question, doesn't it?
It shifts the focus away from some abstract ambition and puts it right into concrete action. This isn't about trying to be the next Elon Musk. It's about making your own positive contribution. So looking at your own life, your own skills, right now, what will you start creating?